My friend said she wants to be a surrogate to experience giving birth, but then wants to adopt children to raise herself. She said raising children...
As an adoption educator, I've heard some fucking wild takes. But my flabbers are fucking gasted here to actually hear someone openly admit that they want to adopt for such selfish reasons. Because that's the issue here, is she doesn't want to adopt for the well-being of children. She wants to adopt because if one day that child turns up and is a challenging kid, flunks out of school, has mental health struggles or whatever it is, she won't be the only reason to blame. And yet, in the same breath, she wants to have a biological child so she can experience giving birth and then not have to raise that kid. So if that child has any issues or struggles, she can't be fully blamed for that one either. Like, this is just proof that some people shouldn't have kids, biologically or not. Because no matter how you have your children, there is always a risk that at some point they can become disabled, they can have mental health struggles, they can have some behavioral issues. You can literally do every single thing right as a parent. That child can even have the perfect genetics, and then something happens that then causes that child to have struggles. And this is like essentially like a perfect example of conditional love here, because I feel like the type of person to think like this is the same type of person who's going to be blaming the kid in the back of their head and being like, well, this is why you're the way that you are. It wasn't my fault. It was your fucking birth mother or birth father's fault that you're like this. Or even with her bio kid that supposedly somebody else would raise, she could say a similar thing. Just like, yeah, well, it wasn't my fault. I didn't fucking raise you. Does that sound like good parenting to you? Not me.